In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do the raised quadruped, or dependent on where you're from, this also might be called the bear. So this is a core and lower back exercise. We're going to be holding a static position, meaning there's no movement in this exercise. We just hold a set position. Don't be surprised as well if you get a little bit of contraction through the quadriceps and also the calves in this exercise. There's also a little bit of shoulder stability, so let's get on to how we do the exercise. So what I want you to do firstly is come into what's called a tabletop position. Now, simply, the first thing we're going to do is bring our hands into a position where they're shoulder width apart, and you want your wrists to be in line with the shoulder. Now, once you've got that hand position sorted, you want the knees hip width apart, and you also want the knees to be in line with your hip. So what I mean by that is we don't want to be starting in this position or have the hips too far forwards. So knees in line with hip. From here, you'll notice I'm on my tiptoes, and all I'm going to do is raise my knees slightly off the floor, and that looks like this. So once I've brought my knees off the floor, I'm going to make sure that I hold that static position for my desired amount of seconds, and then you can just bring the knees down to come out of the exercise. What you don't want to do is you don't want to excessively arch the lower back. So you're going to do what's called a posterior pelvic tilt before you come into the exercise. All sounds quite complicated, but simply put, you're going to do this. So you're going to bring your hips in a position where you're curling your tailbone in. Once you're there, when you come up, you should be able to feel the core and not feel an excessive arch through the lower back. In this position, I'm not really feeling my core. As soon as I tuck that tailbone in, I can now feel a really good contraction through the core. That's where most people go wrong in this exercise. So that's how to do the raised quadruped or the bear, and you would repeat that for your desired amount of sets.